Second phase. Yeah. So now when we start looking at segmenting, targeting, and positioning, any marketing company should concentrate on these three terms or these three processes of marketing operations. Only after that, they will get to know or they will be able to move products. They can able to convert the prospects into consumers. If you are branding yourself as a personal brand, again, you have to do segmenting, targeting, and position. If you are targeting or if you are making yourself as a value brands, again, you need to do segmenting, targeting, and position. If you wanted to evolve yourself as an economy brands, again, these three steps are possible, or again, these three steps are mandatory to be added. That is should be part of your marketing operations. Right. So now let's decode these informations. What do you mean by segmenting, targeting, these positioning? How these terms are basically used. For example, let's take a product category. Okay, let's take a KFC, right? Where it's a very famous chain of restaurants where takeaways are also there. And these restaurants, they sell the main product, what they sell is nothing but the chicken, right? But it is adding a flavor to the chicken where we are making it so crispy and juicy. So these are the basic features of the product. Now, uh, this KFC, who are the target audience for KFC? Who are the target audience for KFC?
College students.
College students. No, college students. Okay, fine.
Then families on Sundays.
You, Anjali was saying about youth, family who travels on Sunday. Now you are getting into the pitch. Rather than saying a college student, the family who goes to the mall in the weekend and trying to identify something to grab so quickly, or uh, and people who are having certain taste preference towards the European or the English food style, they probably prefer this kind of or the taste of this particular chicken, right? Susan was also right, kids and adults. Now, uh, when you look at the answers, no, so Deepak, he came out with one particular answer saying non-vegetarians. That's really good. So now, when you are selling chicken, you are obviously what you're doing is you're segregating or you are removing 50% of your audience. If you look at the classification of vegetarian and non-vegetarian in one particular locality where we are having uh, where we are planning to open a KFC store, right? A KFC outlet. Probably the vegetarians will not have so much eye, or vegetarians will not have so much preference towards KFC store. So obviously what it is happening? Now I am segmenting my market. People, the segmentation is nothing but the process where more homogeneous groups are where divided. The existing group is divided into more homogeneous groups. That's called a segment. Right? Homogeneous meaning people who are having similar characteristics. I am dividing them into similar characteristics people. That's called a segmenting part. Now, what do I do? I classify the whole group. For example, I'm opening my KFC somewhere in Kotonou. So if you look at this place, if I divide it based on vegetarian and non-vegetarian, then normally how do I divide it? Basically, I'll have a composition. Let's consider 60-40. 60% of the people are non-vegetarians, 40% are vegetarians. Now, what happened? This 40% of the whole population is out of my reach. I don't want to concentrate on them at all. My concentration should be only on the 60% of the people. So this is your first level of segmenting the people. You are dividing the whole group. For example, population around the Kotonou, floating population and the stable population, if you look at it. Floating population, if it comes around 15 lakh, and your stable population where that comes around another 4-5 lakhs, where who people who constantly live around this particular place. So those people are the stable population, and we are having the floating population because Bangalore, on the whole, you are having 60 to 50 to 60% will be floating population, and majority of the people are here for the work or studies or the for some other purpose they are here for the bank here in the Bangalore. So if you look at the whole city, we are having that much composition of floating and stable population. So keeping that in mind, if I go for segmenting in this particular place, I'll go with the same composition. For example, floating population and living population. In that put together, if it is 20 lakh is a total population around this particular place, where 60% of the people falling under the non-vegetarian category. So now those people I am segregating. So the whole population is divided into two homogeneous group. One homogeneous where people who like non-vegetarian, and second homogeneous group, again, it is vegetarian. So this vegetarian homogeneous, I need not target or I need not position my brand in the minds of the vegetarian people. That is obviously they are out of the market for me. So I leave them. Now in the 60%, I concentrate more. So in that 60%, whom do I concentrate? There comes the next level. Am I targeting the people who are falling in the age category of 9 years to 12 years, who are yet to reach teen, who are not in the teens? And people who are falling in the teen category, that is 13 to 19. So am I targeting that particular group? Or people who am I targeting who joined or who have taken recently joined the workforce of Indian community? So workforce, newly joined workforce, people who fall under 20 to 24, 25, and people who are uh, uh, the people who are falling under the 25 to 30 age category, where they are about to get married and about to get into the next stage of life. Again, those people are also part of this. And now the classification goes like, based on the age group, I classify, based on the income level, I classify, based on the education profile, I classify, based on your profession, I classify, based on your family status, based on your kind of family, joint family, nuclear family. So based on the family conditions, I just segmentify. So now what happens is this non-vegetarian group is again divided into many homogeneous groups. Income level, I segregate them. And I segment them into profiles. I segment them into different profiles. So income level, I do it. Age-wise, I do it. Gender-wise, I do it. Right? Even in the non-vegetarian segment, there are people who doesn't have preference towards chicken. People who consume more of pork, who consume more of red meat, they have the preference where they people who prefer steak rather than a crispy chicken. So now for those kind of people, again, KFC cannot be that much attractive to them. So those people has to be little stayed away from the group. And again, I need to segregate them. So
Sir, it's
again,
a place where basically people who prefer chicken wings or fried chicken, that's their target and positioning for fried chicken and chicken wings. Spicy fried chicken and chicken.
yeah, spicy, that's the taste-based preferences. So when people are having taste one, initially when KFC was being brought in, they didn't have this tandoori or the tikka-based flavor and all. It was not there at all, KFC. Colonel Sanders, he came out with only one brand or only one recipe of chicken. And later, when KFC came into India, they came out with these kind of brands, tikka and tandoori flavored and masala flavored, and because spicy, all those things was being part of KFC only when KFC reached India. Till then, it was not there. Why they wanted to come out with those taste and preference? Again, targeting the people, because Indians, they didn't have that kind of preference at that time. At that time in 1996 or 1997, I think so, when they initially they wanted to pitch into the international or the global markets. At that time, Indian taste preference were totally different. And initially, KFC was not able to make it up. And then they came out with the preference of understanding the preferences, tastes of Indian community. Then they started coming out with other brands. So crispy chicken, it was not initially crispy. I mean, it was not been brought in the right thing, right? So that way, if you look at it, so segmenting, targeting, and positioning is a basic category. So when I segment the groups, for example, I'm targeting only lower income people. So when my target group is lower income people, so now lower income people, how their mindset would be? How their mindset would be, lower income people? They always wanted to spend less, and they should have more value, right? They are not affordable to spend more, and they spend very less. When they spend very less, obviously, for that particular value what they spend, yes, Anjali, you're right, they used to save more. Exactly. So when they spend less, what they exactly expect is they will be expecting more value for the particular brand, right? So they stick more on economy brand, if not value brands. Only that much they expect, or only that is the concentration which they have it. Now, if KFC is targeting lower income people, they go to the restaurants. For example, let us say 2 months once. They cannot be the right target audience for us. So when I segment the market, the lower income people, I'm forced to leave. The reason being, lower income people, the frequency of getting to the restaurants are very less. So generally what happens? So these kind of groups, I need to slowly remove them. Now, this is the process which we are talking about. So when you segment it, and you have to target the right audience for your product. When you're targeting your right audience, you need to be very, very careful in pricing, in promotion. There are 4 P's of marketing: product, um, price, promotion, and place. These 4 P's are very important. And there are 7 P's of marketing also, where there are other 3 P's: people, process, and physical evidence. So totally, when you're marketing a product, you need to concentrate on these 7 P's. The first P is product, place, price, promotion, people, process, and physical evidence. So these 7 P's generally we need to concentrate. When I don't concentrate on my product, obviously marketing operations will definitely fail for me. That will not get me the right opportunity to go for a further sale. And similarly, people, I need to, for example, when I serve, when you're looking at the services company, well, always marketing is not about serving the product. At times, I'll provide my services also. For example, we ourselves, KJC is more like a services industry. We are selling education where we cannot uh, show the product. Rather, it is like the belief system, and through that, we are trying to incorporate the intelligence and brilliance into the uh, customers. That's what we do. So when we do it, now people are more important. People are meaning who provide the service to you. You go to a spa, you expect a decent haircut, and that particular person who's the salon person is not providing a decent haircut, which means that people wise they failed to provide the right service. So people will not afford for that one, or people will not prefer to go for that particular service sector. So people also very important. Lower income groups, price. Higher income groups, again, price. Do whatever the high quality product you are giving it, if you're giving it at the lowest price, you cannot attract the high income people. You cannot attract people who are coming out with more, who expect the price should be of this much, because they always match brand value, quality, everything with a high price. So for that particular group of people, how can you solve their purpose with a less price? So pricing is also very important. So like that, if you look at it, all the 7 P's are the important parts of marketing: product, place, price, promotion. So if you don't do the right promotional techniques, you cannot reach onto the market, and you cannot exhibit more sales. Sale is highly impossible when you're not able to penetrate the market. So to penetrate the market, possibly we need to step into the promotions, right? And social media, everything is there helping you to promote your products right now. Of course, those things you people will be knowing it much better. And the next one is your physical evidence. When you are going for example, let's take an example like Cafe Coffee Day. I think I've shared this particular example. Any idea what this Cafe Coffee Day sells?
Experience.
Come again, yes? I'm not able to hear the clear.
Sir, experience.
Experience, no. Experience is what you are receiving, but they are not selling the experience.
So they're selling coffee with experience.
Coffee with experience, again, no. Coffee is okay. First part of the answer is okay. Second part, I literally deny that, or I literally contradict on the second part. People, any idea Cafe Coffee Day what they sell? Who goes to that kind of shops, guys? Cafe, coffee. What?
Sir, executives or couples?
Executives or couples. Okay, let's leave executive. Executives also require the same thing only, what Cafe Coffee Day is providing. Let's look at the term called couples. What couples really require? Are they going there for experience? What the couples exactly wanted when they go to Cafe Coffee Day? Think. That is what Cafe Coffee Day is selling.
So maybe for
Privacy.
time together or something.
Brilliant. So what you're expecting is spend some time together. So what Cafe Cafe Day is selling? They are selling time.
Time.
Very good. They are selling that time to us. So coffee is an additional product. Now, one such organization where they wanted, even business executives, if you just quite time to reconnect, correct, Susan, you are also, that's a brilliant way of connecting things. So now, so time is the first important aspect where Coffee Day is selling. So coffee is an additional product what they are offering along with the service. Now, these kind of, when I say who's been the target consumer, people have told very clearly, executives and couples. Coffee Day didn't arrive at that. Coffee Day planned for that. I want only these kind of people to come to my shop. I don't want anybody else. I don't want 8-member, 9-member family members with all kids coming together, spoiling my floor. I don't want that group of people at all. Because that's not a Udupi kind of restaurant, or that's not a place where people used to move around, people used to have all varieties and all. That all won't be there. Right? They need some they need some quiet place where they can share their views. Business executives, why they go there? They need more time to talk about their strategies. They need more time to talk about their ideas, share their opinions. All these are the expected things. So when they come into this, they target only those people. So how they have segmented that? So couples fall in the age category. So demographically, they would have segmented the market. And when they open that particular store, they open a store where there are more couples are there, or where there are more, this particular age group of people are there. That will have the highest preference. And people who are affordable to come to Cafe Coffee Day. Cafe Coffee Day is normal. It's not a normal coffee shop, right? Affordability also plays a vital role. Who is affordable for them? Only there. So now only in the posh area that you can just identify these kind of shops, right? It's not a normal chai shop. It's not a normal pot chai where they are selling it to the trespassers who are there uh, moving on with the lorry drivers. I'm not selling these kind of products to everyone, right? So, and it's not a kind of a daba where we are selling or targeting on the highway travelers. And if you look at that kind of product also, they are segmenting their group so different. People who travel more. Daba, they will not come inside Daba. They can name it as Daba and they can keep it inside MG Road. But the real Daba's existence came into the existence only when they opened their shops in the highways. And typically that is for long drivers, long distance drivers. So their segmenting, their targeting, their positioning of the brands are totally different. Right. So these are the basic explanation which you people have to know when you start learning your segmenting, targeting, and positioning. So when you are targeting your channel, when you are targeting or when you are branding yourself, you should know whom this personality should match with. So possibly you also should do the segmenting, targeting, and positioning. For example, if you take me, Arun Prakash, as a professor, no, my affinity towards my own community, teaching community, will be different. My affinity towards a banking community people will be different. My affinity towards IT profession people will be totally different. So profession wise, I segment myself. Profession wise, I segment myself. I will have more affinity towards the same community people, teaching people. And again, I cannot exhibit me as a brand for all the teachers because all the teachers are not the same. Few teachers are very good in research part, few teachers are very good in art forms, few teachers are very good in technology aspects. So what I am up to? So my affinity or my positioning will be more, or my targeting will be more towards my community or my interest people, my level of people who are having similar interests. And in that interest level, where do I want to position? For example, I choose technology. I wanted to exhibit myself as a technology oriented brand, right? Because I just have more preference towards data analytics. I have more preferences towards your database management system. So when I have learning part on these aspects, then probably my connectivity will be more often towards these groups. And in that, where do I want to position? I'm a beginner, or I'm an amateur, where who are not involved in technology aspect, or I'm a beginner, or I'm an advanced or expert in all the technological aspects. Where do I fall in? There, I'm trying to position myself. If I'm an expert, I always brand myself as an expertise in the technology related to the business management. There, I'll try to position myself. So now people, when I try positioning meaning, people will, when they see, okay, he is of this particular category of a teacher, they will identify, they will understand it. And that's how same STP can be approached when you are branding yourself. So STP can be done in two ways. One is STP for branding your product, STP for branding your individual personality trait. So both the ways STP has to be used. Okay, so now let's slowly get into the targeting strategies will go, because segmenting, obviously there are more, the names what we're seeing here, same thing will be there for segmenting also, right? So segmenting and targeting will have more similar strategical moves. Okay, now let's see one by one. So targeting strategies are the marketing approaches that businesses use to identify and reach their ideal customer with their products or services, right? So what I do, I take one certain approach. I try to reach my customers. I try to reach the products or the services what they're doing. Effective targeting strategies help company to maximize their marketing efforts. So when my targeting becomes more successful, then my marketing operations will be more revenue generating. So my revenue generation, the whole of the thing, it is completely depending on targeting. For example, if you look at Maggie. Yeah, people, any idea which company owns this particular brand called Maggie?
Nestle.
Very good, Nestle. Can you name the other products of Nestle, other brands of other products owned by
Nescafe.
Nescafe?
Nes
Okay, Nescafe is a coffee powder, and of course they came out with coffee liquid also.
milk powder also.
Yeah, Nescafe is one, Maggie is one. Anything else? What
Sir,
are
milk
Nestle?
powder.
Milk powder, very good. How about these chocolates, guys? Kit Kat, Munch. Who holds all this?
Milky bar.
Milky Bar, Susan, Curd. Oh, Nestle have Curd also. I'm not very sure. I've not heard about it. Okay, could be. I'm not very sure about that. Sauce. Okay. Nestle's, what is it in a brand of sauce that Nestle use? Anjali, can you just give me the sauce name, if at all you know that?
Sir, Maggi sauce.
Maggie sauce is also there in Maggie. Okay, I'm not,
Yes, sir.
not, oh, okay, fine. I've not seen it in the shops and all. Maggie, so far I've known only it is in the form of noodle. Okay. Okay, guys. So now these are the various products of Nestle we are having it. Now, this Maggie is a kind of a noodle, which is a quick food for us. Because why they call it as a quick food or a fast food? It takes absolutely very, very minimal time, right? Very, very minimal time to prepare. So it's so quick in preparing things. Okay, that way they did. Why this Nestle's Maggie was banned during the time somewhere around 2015 to 18, somewhere in that particular duration, it was banned. Any idea why it is?
Sir, it had lead in it.
It has lead in it. Okay. Does it mean that after that again market came into this? After that lead was not there? Come on, guys, think it over. At that time, lead was there. Does it mean that now again Maggi has increased its sales around all the places? Does it mean that lead is not there after that?
Sir, it means that they have heavy heavy surveillance and speculation from the Health Department of India.
Actually, people
They,
who found that lead content was more is not the health department. Customs they found. Customs also, they have the ability to cross-check the products. At that time when they cross-check it, so those are the people who found the content of lead, and content of lead was little higher than the exhibit than the allowed one. Only in one particular sample, not the whole carton of Maggi noodles, lead was not higher. Maybe they have improvised it. Very sorry, Anjali, they have not improvised it. Still, the content is there. The problem there, what happened was at that time, in one particular carton of the box, they found it little higher. So they wanted to ban that carton. The carton meaning that some one or half a ton of noodle packet which was being loaded on, that only that carton was having the higher. So they banned only that particular carton. But the information, how it got spread, only that carton was banned. And again, they wanted to prove it and they can go for immediate sale. So what happened was people have started spreading the information like a wildfire, and they've started criticizing the product. And Maggi was, Nestle was totally down because Maggi was a star product for the a company like Nestle. Nestle's star product, if you look at the BCG matrix, Maggi falls in the star category, which means they are the highest market value product and highest selling product. Now, when that particular product was being banned, and Nestle was clueless what they need to do it, and they didn't do any big change. All they concentrated is they spent little more money in the promotion. Advertisement before the ban and advertisement after the ban, if you look at it, there will be total changeover. How many of you watched the advertisement before the ban? How many of you looked at the advertisement of Nestle before the ban? Before the ban, if you look at the advertisement of Nestle, it will be concentrating more on 2 minutes cooking. They will concentrate on timing part only. 4:30 your kids are coming to the home. 4:32, this can be served to them. That is how they advertised. No taste preferences will be there. No, nothing will be there. It is all like healthy food. They used to promote it in their advertisements. But the major emphasis on the quicker preparation. Only that much they concentrated. Now, recent Maggi advertisement, how it is going on this? Anyone? How the recent advertisement is going on? How many of you have seen the current advertisement of Maggi noodles? A boy will be playing the music and they will identify it's a music time, and he'll be playing the music, and father will join, sister will join, mom will join. Finally, they will arrive at good family time around. At that time, Maggi noodles is popping into it. Exactly, Anjali. They started connecting with the emotions of the customer. Previous advertisement, if you look at it, a girl who doesn't share anything openly to her mom. She prepares Maggi noodles, give it to the girl, and the girl will share everything openly to her mom. Obviously, that doesn't happen. But still, if you look at it, they started connecting things. They started connecting emotionally, or they are trying to connect. This particular product is so close to you. This will bring more attachment between the relationships. So they started building, creating gimmicks on that. So that is why the basically what they do is they have a different face of people. And if you look at it, every time, even before, after, the target is on the younger audience. The target is on the younger audience. Younger audience meaning young age people who done schooling or who's doing their undergraduation. So those kind of people only were highly targeted for the initial push. Now everybody are there, right? Now everyone have been targeted for Nestle's Maggie. But initially, and right, even now, the age group based targeting, it does keep on happening. And it's not about cooking processes alone. They started connecting emotionally also. Psychologically, they are trying to play the role. So now this strategy has got Maggie again back on the track. But the problem here is, by the time that Maggie was banned, many other noodles company they pierced it. EP, Sunfish, they came out with EP and Top Ramen. Again, one of the famous brands. Again, they came out with that. So meanwhile, these two brands, they captured market little. So it was difficult for Maggie to capture back from them again. So that's the reason why they came out with that masala, this masala. They've changed some flavors and all. They made all the spicy changes and all. And they started bringing those aspects. Again, they are trying to make right targets for people. Right. So now these are the basic examples of how the targeting can be made. Right. Now let's see one by one each strategy, how they are doing. The first type of targeting, we call it as a demographic targeting. So this strategy involves segmenting the market based on the demographic factor. So which are the factors we call it as a demographics? Age of the customer, demographics. Gender of the customer, demographics. Income level, education, marital status, occupation. All these are nothing but your examples of demographic segments. And if at all you are choosing one particular age group or one particular gender, for example, heard about this brand called Tira recently, which is into the advertisements. What do they sell? Any idea? Brand name Tira. Anyone? The brand named Tira. What they sell?
Sir, they sell all of the beauty products and it's something like Flipkart.
Okay. The who owns Tira? Any idea? Which company's outlet is, or the online outlet is Tira? Who owns Tira? Which company owns Tira? It's Reliance, right? So Reliance Ambani wants to have a different business for her. I think it is daughter-in-law. I'm not very sure. So for her, she started it. Yeah, Mozamil Ismail. You're right. It's Reliance. Reliance are already having different outlet forms. Ajio is one of the famous retail. Ajio is one of the famous retail garment sellers. Reliance is, right. Trends is one of the famous one, right. And Trends, of course, they sell all the. Ajio is also part of that segment, and again, Trends is collectively selling all the other segments, all the other product categories under one single roof. So now these are the various output. Tira is also being added to that particular outlet. Now, when you look at this, the target audience, gender-wise, if you look at it, they concentrate more on the women group. They concentrate more on the women group. For example, if you look at a body or a deo like Old Spice or a deo like Axe Effect, right? So these two are basic deodorants. It's not a very costly one, right? It's not a very, very costly one. It's a very, very minimal and it is affordable. So income level is not the segmentation. Who are being highly segmented? Who are being targeted there? Axe Effect. Axe Effect advertisement, how does it goes? Anyone? Axe Effect, Old Spice, Melin Soman will be part of that advertisement. Right from the olden days, we'll have this one particular personality. So how does this Axe Effect advertisement goes, or how does this Melin Soman advertisement of Old Spice goes? Which gender are they targeting is? Are they targeting men or are they targeting women? Very good, Susan. Men are targeted, right? So now these perfumes are not typically giving any sort of preferences towards women. Though later stage, if they come out with something for women, or though at the later stage, if they come something for the kids, Of course, they don't come out with that because they normally say that it has to be kept away from kids. For teens, if they are coming out. So later, if they are targeting women also, but still people, it is so difficult for them to pierce the women market because as of it, people associate that with men. Old Spice, they associate with men. So when these brands are strongly has exhibited its affinity towards one particular gender, it is so difficult to come out for the other gender. It is not that easy to target the audience, other target, other gender groups. So difficult. Right. So that is where the gender-based targeting is being done. And if you look at any the kind of cosmetics when they are selling it, even in the cosmetics, men were in olden days, men were wearing the same complexion creams, foundation things what women is wearing. And later now, currently, if you look at it, men are having a separate cream, fairness cream or sunscreen creams or whatever be it. All the cosmetics. Men are having separately, women are having separately because they identified the skin tones are not the same. The quality of skin is not the same. The hardness of the skin is not the same as men and women. So men should have a different and women should have a different. So cosmetics are there for both the genders. It has been allocated later. But initially, if you look at it, all the cosmetics were launched only for the women. And this is during 1996, where continuously India started winning Miss World and Miss Universe. India has never won Mr. Olympia, Mr. Universe, and all, right? But when it comes to Miss Universe and Miss World, people have continuously started winning, right? Starting from right from Aishwarya Rai, Lara Datta, and Susmita Sen, Yukta Mukhi. So these people are now continuously winning the products, continuously winning Miss and Miss Universe and Miss World. Right after that only, majority of the products are coming into India. Till then, there was no any markets for foreign cosmetics. Then slowly foreign cosmetics came and our cosmetics started corporatizing the product. Then again, on the whole, the company started moving better. So this is how when they target certain group of people, the first type of segmenting and targeting is nothing but demographic. So based on the age group, I can segment. For example, Byju's. Who are the target audience for Byju's, guys? What sort of demographic factor they consider? Byju's. Anjali, you are right. They are categorizing or education students. Okay. Which demographic factor should I talk about here? When it comes to students, age group is a factor. When it comes to education, it is like the whole industry is an education industry, right? But who they target is students, but in a different age group. 1 to 3, there will be on target. That is levels I'm talking. First standard to third, fourth to sixth, and then 7th to 10th. So these kind of segmenting they would have done based on the standards what they study, and second one is based on the age groups. Right? There they don't do gender wise. Byju's, they don't do gender wise segment because they want both girl students also they want, boys also they want. So they don't do gender wise, rather they do age wise. And again, Byju's, what are the products they are offering? It is like again, it's not affordable for majority of the groups because Byju's is an online portal. So people who are having the minimal online affordability with a minimal computer or a mobile phone or an internet connectivity, all these are the basic infrastructure which is required. I don't think lower income people might be affordable for all these higher end levels. So generally in income also they will be targeting. So who are the right students for them? From which background they really wanted. And Byju's, they went one step ahead. They wanted to target the government school students also. So they went to the schools and they started promoting certain things for free. That is the CSR activity, that is corporate social responsibility activities. They did that also. So that is part of your demographic segmentation, right? And then, of course, demographics, the first basic segmentation, what we're doing is demographic segmentation and targeting one particular segment. Why should I target one particular segment? Because my product will be more associated, or it is easy for me to position my product in their minds. Right? So try to understand those aspects. That is the highlight or the most important picture of targeting and segment. The next category is geographical targeting. So geographic targeting is focusing on specific geographical areas such as country, region, state, cities, or neighborhoods. It is used for the business whose products or services are location dependent or need to adapt to local preferences. Same KFC, if you look at it. KFC, when they came to India, they miserably failed initially. Then they understood the taste preference changes because it's India. So geographically, they have failed. Walmart, they failed in Korea because they geographically they didn't target that particular audience with their products. Their product are not meant for that geographical location. Because Walmart, they want more of monthly purchase, but whereas Korea is a kind of a country where they culturally they are having a yearly purchase. For one whole year, whatever is required, they'll purchase. In my hometown, also still there are people who are buying groceries and groceries like dal, rice, and all for the whole year. They will buy spices, and all. They will buy it for a whole year, and they will ferment it and they will keep it for longer time. They will dry it and they will powder it and they do all sort of these process and all, and they will keep it for longer time. So now, if at all a company who comes into my locality where people they don't go for frequent purchase, yearly once they go for purchase rice and all, they will be buying it in 75 kg bags. They will keep it for 5-10 bags. They will keep it in their home, and it's a joint family also. And every now and then we cannot go because it's a costly affair. So monthly, yearly once they will buy it and they will store it in their storeroom. In those days, we had that storeroom concepts. Now, at all, there is nothing called storeroom. We don't have store. Go, buy, consume, finish it off. That's all. Okay, yes. Now, okay, yes. I think it's time. Now, let's discuss the segmenting and targeting elements in next class. So, thank you guys. See you all. Have a good day. Susan, we have for midterm unit 1, 2, and 3. Yes, Susan, we are having midterm 1, 2, and 3. So materials that will be shared. So don't worry. So you can start your preparations. Okay, people, you can quit the meet.